a student once asked me, well, if my mind is free, if I have a free mind, how will I know what to do if I'm not being compelled by right and wrong? How will I know? And I said, well, when you went to breakfast this morning, how did you know what to put on your tray? It's not that hard. It will be self-evident, it will be given. It'll come from the whole of the situation, how to respond. The more you include, the more accurate and healing will be your response. The more you include your inner life, your thoughts, your feelings, and not privilege them, they're not more or less important than everything else in the field. What the other person is thinking and feeling, the look on their face, the wind coming through the window, whatever's happening out in the world, all of it is one field, and the more you include, it will be given. And if you don't know, you can trust that you don't know. That will be given. I don't know yet what to do. I don't know if I should go back to school or leave my marriage or have blueberries or strawberries. I don't know yet. It will be given. So what else do I want to do? I want to tell this story or not? I think I'll tell you one short story. We have about each thing standing in its own place. At our house we have a big paddock. It's about an acre of grass, just sort of wild. And there's a Jacob sheep that lives there. And if you don't know Jacob sheep, they're really sort of homely looking sheep. They have these big horns and they're very shaggy and bad-tempered as well. So there's not a lot that's appealing about them. And we had the sheep named Poppet, and she's kind of a miraculous, she's strange, her history is strange because her mother lived in the paddock, but there were no male sheep. And one day, in the paddock, there's just the one, just Madge, Poppet's mother. And one day Madge, this was years before I was there, they look in the paddock and she's got, she's had these little, it's like some kind of immaculate conception reenacted. And so there's Poppet. Poppet lives her whole life in this little paddock, and you never left it. Her mother died a few years ago, and so when I moved onto the property, when I moved there a few years ago, I thought I would try to make friends with her, thinking, I don't know, just to be a good citizen or something. And I tried to tame her, and I would bring her oats in a pan. And she would, at first, so she would, I'd just leave the pan, and then finally she would eat out of the pan, and then months later, she would eat out of my hands. And I thought, I've got this sheep, I'm her friend now. And then one day, she came in, and she was just, I don't know, kind of in an annoyed mood, and she stamped her foot. And I just didn't like that, so I just sort of moved the oats towards her a little more. So she'd just take the oats. And before I knew it, she had turned her head and pinned my hand to the ground. And she really didn't like that. And I thought, that's it. No, I am never, the relationship is broken. And I never, from that time, I just never tried to feed her anything. We had, not a great relationship after that. But I don't know, she was part of things. And then a couple weeks ago, when we were having the grass mowed, and we found her body. She had died. And she was by the far fence, and she'd been there for a few days, so she was, kind of halfway back into the earth. And a few days later, we dragged her body under. We thought, well, what should we do with her? Should we bury her or what? And it was just clear. We put her under some trees that she liked to stand under, this little grove of trees. So we dragged her by the horns under there, and then we started collecting the cut hay and putting it on her body to cover her. And that seemed clear too. And at one point, I was gathering some hay, and I thought, oh, John will think I'm a good citizen because I'm gathering hay. And I thought, how it just, the self appeared and tried to grab something for itself. And it was you'll feel that too, that in the middle of you're free and you're not thinking about things. And then suddenly the self goes and tries to extract something for it, so that it will be included, even though I was already inside of things. The very act of trying to grab something is the very thing that separated me. And then I saw that happen, and then I just went back to getting hay and laying it on top of her. And then John did a chant for her. And, I never really liked puppet, but I felt this tremendous sorrow of all things that are lost, and the ceremonial quality of it's beyond liking and disliking. That this interconnection between us and every other thing, the weaving and interweaving. And some words just came to me. May the trees protect you. May the earth take you back into the source. So I think you'll know what to say. It will come to you. And even when you're caught, that has come to you in the same way as the words came to me. And each thing has a place. There isn't anything that's gone wrong in the whole of that ceremony with puppet. Particularly even like the part where I was trying to earn my way into a place that I already was.